I put my foot in it. What I wanted to do today was I wanted to re-record my chicken and dumpling video. When I first started recording on YouTube, I didn't have the good lighting and I didn't have the best camera. So I wanted to re-record this video so that you all could see it. I have a sorority meeting today. I have folk coming over, and one of the people in particular really loves chicken and dumplings. So I said I'll go ahead and make that so that we can all enjoy it together. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take, in my first video I think I used 5 chicken legs. I'm just going to use 6 chicken legs today for good measure. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to season these. And you can do this the day before. And I'm just seasoning them liberally because they're basically going to poach. And if you remember my chicken and dumplings last time, I did all of them, the whole thing in a crock pot. So I'm going to do the same thing again today. Yes, pepper flying everywhere. But like I always say, this is real cooking. We really eat this food. This is real. So we're doing this literally because this is going to be poaching in liquid. And so this will help the liquid also to get a little flavor. And I'm actually going to poach it in water this time because it's kind of a waste of the chicken stock because it kind of makes chicken stock. And then at the end, when I take that liquid off, I will still add some actual chicken stock. And you're wondering why I haven't skinned these? I'm going to skin them after I poach them. And the reason I'm doing that is because I took this chicken out of the freezer, and even though it's mostly thawed out, it's still a little bit cold and frozen, just a little bit. And so because of that, it's hard to get the skin off. So I'll wait till it's poached and I'll get the skin off at that time when we're ready to shred it. So I'm just going to put all of our chicken here in the crock pot, and then I'm just going to take water to cover. And that's it, and I will come back and show you what's next. Alright folks, we are back, and we are ready to get our chicken here out of the slow cooker. And remember what I said about we were going to take the skin off once the chicken is out. And you see it's separated from the bone, so it's ready to come out. I'm just going to move my flour over here while I am doing this. Alright, so we're going to pull our chicken out here. And in a minute my cat is going to start begging because she loves chicken. It's her favorite thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to shred this chicken. We're going to skin it, and then we're going to shred it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down one piece of the chicken, and I'm going to just shred it with the other fork until we get shreds of chicken. See that? So any of the pieces that are big, just hold them down with the fork and just pull at them, and they will shred right up for you. So I'm going to do all of this chicken in that way. And that way all of our chicken is in bite-sized pieces in our chicken and dumplings. Alright, welcome back. So we have our chicken all shredded. I have my coffee cup in the way. You see that? This is real cooking. You know, I'm a regular home cook, just regular. So we have our chicken shredded. And what I want to do, I want to take this, take down in the liquid where we poached the chicken. I just want to skim off all of the fat. And you'll see that the fat floats right to the top. So we want to skim off, because we don't want our chicken and dumplings to be fatty and greasy tasting. We want them to taste real clean. So I'm going to skim off any of that fat. And what you can also do is you can pour all this liquid out into your fat separator. But basically what that has created is like a kind of a chicken broth here. So we're just clarifying this a little bit. So what we're going to do next, now that we've clarified that broth and gotten that fat out of there, you see that? We're just going to go ahead and add some of our vegetables. And so what I'm going to add in here today is a little onion, and I'll put the recipe below so that you can see all of it, a little celery, and a little carrot, and all of this is diced. And we're just going to drop this in, and we're going to season again, believe you me, because all of this is going in unseasoned. So we are going to season again. believe that's 2 ribs of celery, 1 onion, and I believe 2 carrots, diced, peeled and diced. Ooh, see? Real cooking. This is not fake in any way. This is the real deal. So to that, normally this is where I add my fresh thyme, but I didn't have any fresh thyme. So what I'm going to put in here this time is a little, just a dash of red pepper flake. You know, fresh cracked pepper. Very important. Salt. We definitely always need salt as our amplifier. And I'm going to put thyme, dried thyme in. Not as good as fresh thyme, but I didn't have any. You see, I put probably a tablespoon of that in there. And then I'll just mix all of this together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add back our shredded chicken to this. Oh, that's looking good. It's looking good. I have some people over here salivating. Waiting on this chicken and dumplings. So we're just going to mix that shredded chicken in with those beautiful vegetables. And maybe I'll take a picture or two so you can see what that looks like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little chicken stock. I got some collard greens cooking back there in the cut. So I'm going to take a little chicken stock here. I don't have any of my tools at the ready. And look at my counter. Real cooking. And I need to be doing this over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move everything out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. Just a mess. So I guess that's about a cup of chicken stock there. And to that I'm just going to put in a 1/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slurry. And what this slurry will do, and you don't want to pour your flour directly into that hot liquid, you'll have lumps. And what this slurry is just going to do, it's going to thicken the base of our chicken and dumplings. So you see how we have that all mixed together? I'm going to get every bit of flour mixed. So we take that slurry and while whisking, we pour all of that into here. And that's just going to help thicken our chicken and dumplings. And I'll get a shot of that. Okay, we are back and we are ready to make dumplings. And we'll take cold butter. And we're taking an entire stick of butter, which is half a cup of butter. And I'm just cutting it in quarters. You see that? And then what we'll do is I will, with the butter knife, I'm just cutting it. I'll just cut it into chunks. And so what we end up with are these little squares of butter. And I'll just place these little squares of butter just all throughout this flour. You can do this in a bowl if you wish. I just do it. When you're making any type of dough or pastry, you want your ingredients to be very, very cold. That's very, very important. And the first thing that I'm going to do is just mix this with my hands. And my hands are going to warm it up somewhat. So I just want to make sure butter is throughout this thing, but I don't want to manipulate it too much yet with my hands. And I'm going to use a pastry blender. And what that's going to do is that's going to break down that butter and incorporate it into this flour. See? Look, butter overboard. Okay? Now if you don't have a pastry blender, let me show you what else you can do. See? One fell on the floor. I don't care. Y'all know how I do. You don't have a pastry blender, you just use your 2 forks and get in there and incorporate that butter. See that? works the same. That's how my grandfather used to do it. This does take a little bit of time, but this is, this is Sunday cooking, or weekend cooking. You wouldn't make this on a weeknight, but you'll have it on a weeknight if you make it on the weekend. So it takes a little bit of time. From shredding the chicken, it's good old-fashioned home cooking. So this is not one of our quick working women recipes that we do. All right, I love the dumplings are the key to me for chicken and dumpling. Lisa is trying to be quiet in the cut. She's waiting on the chicken and dumplings. Lisa, just tell the viewers, talk loud. Tell them what's your favorite, or you can come on camera if you want to, or just talk loud and tell them why you love chicken and dumplings.
I love the dumplings. I love dumplings.
Oh, and so it's comfort food, isn't it?
It's a very hearty meal. It's comfort food. It's a little bit of grease, but it does fill you up. And chicken and dumplings in the wintertime, woo!
Well, we're breaking fashion. We're having them in summertime. But they are good in the wintertime. But you come home from a hard day at work where everybody done got on your nerves. You get you a bowl of chicken and dumplings, baby. Talk about hitting the spot. So that's kind of the consistency that we want. Lisa's favorite is chicken and dumplings, and because she was coming today, because we're having a sorority meeting, I said I'm going to make those because I know she loves them. So you see, you got a consistency that looks kind of like cornmeal, and you still have chunks of butter. That's the consistency that you want. So now we have our little mound. And we still want this butter to be cold. It's still very, very cold because we used the pastry blender or 2 forks. If we had just used our hands in that, everything would have been heated up. So now we have this mound and we have a well. And we have ice cold water. Very, very important. When you make your pie crust also, ice cold water. And we'll go over pie crust making at some point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly pour this water in. See, look. Because I'm messy. Slowly pour this water in and incorporate the dough. Lisa's leaning in so she can see what I'm doing. And slowly incorporate the dough. And I don't know how much water I put in here. I just put how much the dough will take. Sorry I don't have measurement on that. But however much this dough will take. So we keep going and we keep incorporating more of the dough. One day I'll learn to be neat. Maybe not. Food tastes good anyhow, even though I'm pretty messy. It's fun for me. I enjoy it. So I keep making little holes and keep, see, but look, sometimes I don't make my hole right, so it spills out. That's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to make your hole, this is what you're supposed to, and put the dough in, and it's not supposed to spill out, it's supposed to just incorporate. So we'll see where we are with that much water. And you'll see the dough will start to come together. Okay? And it's really, really soft. This is what you want. You want it soft like a baby's butt. See that? We probably can use a little bit more water because there's still some looseness here. See, there's still some dough there. You probably can have a little bit more water. Just to bring that together. Look at that mess. Just a mess. But it's going to be good, I promise you. So we're just bringing this together. Then what we'll do is we'll begin to knead. Once we have a little ball like this, and this still gives us a little traction, this bit of flour and dough down here, we'll just knead. We'll begin kneading. And that's just going to bring it together, but we don't want to knead it to the point that it becomes tough. We don't want it to be tough, but we do want the gluten to form a little bit, and we want that to be brought together. Knead that good a few times. Then we have something that looks kind of like that. Very, very soft. Very, very soft. Okay? So, after we do that, see, we didn't even use that much water. I guess that was probably about a couple tablespoons if I had to guess. So now what we'll do is this. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. I really like my dumplings to be kind of peppery. So I'm going to put some fresh cracked pepper. Make a hole. I'm just going to knead this right on into there because I like my dumplings to have a little pepper bite to them. A little pepper. Look at that. And then I'm just going to knead this just so that the pepper is incorporated throughout the dumpling. Okay? And just that bit of flour that was there keeps it from getting, you know, too sticky. So now we have pepper incorporated in our dumpling. So now I'm just going to make it into like a log. Doesn't have to be neat, doesn't have to be perfect, it's home cooking. And we're just going to take our lid here off. We have that hot liquid. And this is going to make a lot of dumplings. We like the dumplings. That's the whole piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut little pieces. Roll them up, and with my thumb flatten it. And there's your dumpling. And what we do is we just drop these into the hot liquid. And they will make the liquid cool down just a little bit. So you want to space out how you drop them. So what I'll do is I'll just cut off little pieces about the same size. Ooh, chicken and I'm cutting off pieces of dough that are all the same size. I like it with a lot of dumplings in there. That's the good part. Lisa nods, she's like, yeah. So I roll it in a ball, and then I put my thumb in it. It makes a little dumpling, and you just drop them in the liquid, and they poach right in the liquid, and so they take in all of that chicken, you know. And remember we put that pepper in there, baby. What you say? So what I'll do is I'll keep rolling and rolling and putting these in, and then I'll come back and I'll show you my last additive, and then we'll just let it cook till it's done. And make sure when you're dropping these, that you're dropping these in spaces, because you don't want to have one big mound of dough all stuck together. So drop them, you know, if you see one there, drop one over there. And when the dumplings are finished, they'll float to the top. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we'll be right back.